Welcome to Land Academy. I'm Jack Butala.
I'm Jill Dewit.
We show you how to buy real estate for half of what it's worth.
And sell it on the internet really fast.
We are Jack and Jill,
and this is the Jack and Jill Show too.
With over 15,000 completed transactions, we're the experts at acquiring property.
Of all kinds, not just land.
For half price and flipping them for way more.
All right, let's get this show started.
Jack Butala with Jill Dewit.
Hi there.
Welcome to our show today. In this episode, Jill and I talk about how landcrowdfund.com, by the way, is actually working, even though it's not live yet. We picked a few people to test this out, and it's doing smashingly well. Before we get into that, though, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Cool. Dave V asks, I have a seller, parentheses, it's a run-to-the-bank deal, and the property is in her previous married name, Jane Jones. Well, she's remarried, and now her name is Jane Smith, right?
Plain
this
Jane.
happens. So what kind of ID or name change proof should I require from her, Jack?
Well, Dave's pretty experienced, so chances are he's run into this before. There's a lot of, if you have never done these deals and you're kind of new to this, there's a lot of this that goes on. So you find a person that wants to sell their property. You don't want to go through title because it's expensive or whatever, and you want to close a deal and people's names change, right? This is very, very, very common. Well, the title industry and title insurance industry and the escrow industry, they've long since figured this out. And here's why. There's real specific local rules for each jurisdiction, each county, about how to handle this. Sometimes you attach a marriage license. Sometimes there's a lot of different ways to do it. Jill knows actually most of them. I don't know why I'm asking.
I don't know. I just thought it was fun. You know what I was going to do? I was going to say, here's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for you to say something like, and here's a reason not to get married.
Well, I was going to get to that.
That's what I was thinking was going to come out of this.
So if it's a small market, to answer the question before we get to the funny stuff about marriage, to answer the
funny parts of marriage.com. There's a show.
If it's that good of a deal,
or a marriage,
and this Dave specifically runs into these frequently, find a local attorney and ask him to close a transaction.
Yeah.
Hopefully his office is real close to the courthouse, and he honestly can just close the deal within a week if it's that good of a deal. You can do it with title. It's just going to take longer.
Right. The big picture is there's ways around this stuff. It is the right person. Not like there's anything funny going on. And by the way, there are documents that can show, like a marriage license, a name change.
It's not ways around it. It's just a lot of paperwork. That's really the issue.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you have to do, and you have to do it correctly to convey the property.
Right.
And there's professionals that do this so that you can move on.
Exactly.
Don't
spend
deal.
too much time on it. Let somebody else do it, and you babysit it, like Jack said.
Hire a lawyer.
Yeah.
And make sure they don't charge you more than $1,000 to do the deal.
Got it.
Title's going to charge you between $500 and $1,000, but it's going to take too long.
Time kills deals.
If you have a question or you want to be on the show, reach out to either one of us on landinvestors.com. It's free. Today's topic, landcrowdfund.com is working. So Jill and I had this cockamamie idea a long time ago to put people who have money together with people who have deals and no money. And turns out there's a lot of people in our group on both sides of that fence and no real way to put them together like through a portal. And so we did. We created landcrowdfund.com. And if you go there right now, this very minute, you're going to actually see a coming soon page. But we invited a bunch of people to try it out, and it's working smashingly well. So I wanted to do a short episode. I think this airs on Friday. A short episode to talk about what's coming and so you can plan for it. So that's what we'll talk about today.
Okay.
So picture. Jill just picked out her nail polish color.
Hello. I actually. Okay.
So, picture a regular crowdfund site, right? But picture somebody who found a fantastic transaction, and they describe it in a format that's very consistent, whether it's 3,000 acres or 40 acres or a quarter acre, and it's presented that way to raise money. And so, but the difference with this crowdfund scenario is that you get your money back. It's an investment situation. You partnership with that person. So if you're a person with money and you want to do the deal, you just take a look at what's up there. You say, heck yes. You plug in the dollars and you get the deal done and you go do the deal. So it's truly for our asset type, can you do an $800,000 deal this way and check out with your credit card? No. But there are and will be.
That would be funny.
Extremely pricey transactions on there that were, you click on it, you make a commitment, and then it goes through the title escrow lawyer process.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. There's nothing out there like it.
Mm-hmm.
And we checked with our lawyers. It's all legal. Mm-hmm. Everybody's signed the documents and stuff. It would be a problem if you're just donating money, but we're not doing that.
Right.
It's an investor forum.
Mm-hmm. But
everybody knows what crowdfund is, so that's how we used it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything to say, Jill?
No.
So this is just one big.
So this is the opening sentence was, so Jill and I had this idea, which is really, I had this idea, meaning Jack. Jack had this cockamamie idea. I'm just kidding. No, it's good. No, it's good. I've been doing it more old school way where hey, you should talk to so-and-so and you should talk to that person, you should talk to that person, which worked for a while, but this is a better way of putting people together. You're right. And there's a lot of people that call me out of the blue. I mean, I really do get those calls from people reaching out to me like, I've been watching your group and I don't really want to be, but I sure have the money. So that's what this is for.
Get multiple emails a week on that topic.
Exactly. Especially like me personally, can I just give you $500,000? And I'm like, thank you, but no, I don't want to do that.
Man, that would be a mess for us.
Right.
I would not. I mean, there are people in our group that do that. They give somebody a couple $100,000, but
that's their business,
and it is. So, but okay. Here's my question about that kind of investment arrangement. Like, I don't know so let's say the operator person has 10 or 15 deals coming in a week. How do you know that they're not just taking the best ones for themselves? I mean, there's just so many.
You have to get to know the person.
Yeah.
I mean, you really do.
I just think if you're going to do it, you should do it the crowdfund way, where you post one piece of property. I'll just use an example like I always use. 40 acres for $6,000 or $7,000. Got good access. All the information is on there that you would ever need to make a decision. Served up on a silver platter by a person who knows what they're doing, but they just don't have the acquisition funds. And it's usually because they burned through their acquisition funds really fast.
Because they're that good. Exactly.
They slated 5 to 20 grand and they bought and sold and they're in the process of doing the whole thing. And they've got 10 more deals coming up.
And they just don't have the money to act on them.
And they're so good, they don't want to option them and all that stuff. It's a lot of extra paperwork. So you need a partner. So it's real simple to submit it right in there, especially if you use Parcel Facts. Again, not a commercial, but all the data's in Parcel Fact. It just transfers right there and you can see whether or not you want to do the deal within seconds, in my opinion. I mean, I can look at the properties that are in there and I can tell you yes, no, yes, yes, no, no, no.
Exactly. This really
cool.
is a good idea.
Pretty cool venue. I got the idea because I was talking to a guy recently and he said, the way movies get made in this town is on accident. It's just who you know and the studio, where they are in their budget, and there's no real way to submit like a great movie where everybody can take a look at it and say, there should be.
No, you're right. Put your script or at least the bones of it up here. Let people read it, look at it, and bid on it
his comment,
or something. I
said it on the show before. His comment, and it'll stick with me forever, is movies get made on accident. It's just a series of errors and series of weird stuff that goes on and it actually gets made.
I'm sure there's so many good writers and good scripts out there that they never get into the right hands. And so there you go. And half the time, we know this, it's going through like an intern, if you will, before it even gets to the right people. So the intern may not really know what they're doing. They're not a seasoned professional, but they're the ones screening. They're making that first call. And how many good scripts get missed and looked over? So
probably all of them, except one.
Right, the one that sings to them.
Right.
For whatever reason.
At that time.
Right, because they just broke up with their boyfriend.
Because they're artists.
Yes. And they broke up with their boyfriend, then they want a romantic comedy. That's what they want, with a happy ending. That's why that got through that day.
You're right.
Seriously.
You're absolutely right.
Totally.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you.
Join us in another episode where Jack and Jill discuss how to not make a movie. That's me.
Then use inspiration and save it all. That's me.
Just about anything you want. Doesn't Jill laugh like Snoopy?
Oh my gosh. We use it every day to buy property for half of what it's worth, then sell it immediately.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. You know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to pay somebody to go through these 520 episodes. and find all the places that you've laughed.
Oh, no.
And I'm going to make a collage.
Oh, no.
And then I'm going to run Snoopy's laugh.
Oh, no.
You know, Snoopy's peanut Snoopy?
I'm familiar with
you guys
Snoopy.
laugh. It's very similarly.
Thank you. We should have it right now, like queued up. That would be funny. Throw that in there. It's all good.
I'm going to have somebody do that.
Okay, cool.
Information and inspiration to buy undervalued property.
We are Jack and Jill, and this was the Cash Flow from Land Show.
We are the experts at acquiring property
Of all kinds, not just land,
for half price just so we can flip it for way more.
and really fast. Thanks for listening.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.